My brother kicked me out over his wife's lies. Now they're homeless with kids and want to move into the life I built without them. I was fresh out of college, broke and desperate when my brother Tom offered me a room. He's 9 years older, married to Zoe, and had this nice house with a spare bedroom. I moved in thinking it was temporary, just until I could get back on my feet. At first, everything was fine. I cooked, cleaned, ran errands, bought groceries when I could. Zoe was pregnant, kept to herself mostly, and I figured she just had her own stuff going on. I wasn't paying much rent yet, barely scraping by on my new job, but I was contributing however possible. I thought we had an understanding. Then around month 6, the comments started. We'll need more space when the baby comes. Maybe the guest room should be a nursery. Small hints at first, but the message was crystal clear. She wanted me gone. Tom kept reassuring me though. Don't worry about it. Stay as long as you need. So I did. 6 months in, Zoe cornered me in the kitchen while Tom was at work. Said some of my friends were into drugs, that she didn't feel safe with me around her baby. I was stunned. I barely went out, and when I did, it was just co-workers from my retail job. Who the hell was she even talking about? I heard from Tom that some of your friends are involved in stuff, she said, arms crossed, looking at me like I was some kind of threat. I don't want that around my child. I told her she was completely wrong, that I didn't even know anyone like that, but she just shrugged like she knew something I didn't. I laughed at first. Couldn't help it. Flirting with my brother's pregnant wife? The whole thing was completely insane, but Zoe didn't laugh. She stared at me, dead serious, and said Tom had noticed it too. I tried to defend myself, but how do you prove something didn't happen? The accusation just hung there in the air, poisoning everything. I came home from work to find all my stuff, clothes, books, everything I owned, packed in boxes and garbage bags in the hallway, like trash waiting to be taken out to the curb. Tom was sitting on the couch, head in his hands, looking like a kid who got caught doing something wrong. Zoe was nowhere to be found, of course, letting him do all her dirty work. Zoe thinks it's time for you to move out, he said quietly. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. You're kicking me out? Over lies she made up about me? He wouldn't look at me, just mumbled about Zoe being stressed with the pregnancy, needing peace, said he'd help with my deposit and first month's rent, like money fixed betrayal. When? I asked, voice flat and emotionless. By the end of the week. 4 days. I had 4 days to find somewhere to live, pack my life, and disappear from theirs like I never mattered. Tom handed me an envelope with cash inside. I took it without a word. I didn't want his money. I wanted my brother to have my back, but that clearly wasn't happening. I left that weekend. Tom barely said goodbye. Zoe didn't come out at all. For months, I crashed on friends' couches, lived out of boxes, felt like a ghost floating through life. I worked extra hours whenever they were available, cut everything unnecessary, saved every single dollar I could. Eventually, I scraped together enough for a tiny studio apartment on the edge of town. It wasn't much, but it was mine. No one from my family reached out. Not my parents, not anyone. Like I'd been completely erased. Then, almost a year later, my phone rang. Tom, we need help, he said, voice shaking. We're losing the house. The business failed. We're getting evicted. We have nowhere to go. My heart pounded. After everything, he was calling because he needed something. We were hoping you'd let us stay with you. Just a few months, until we get back on our feet. I laughed. Couldn't help it. You're serious? After you threw me out over Zoe's lies? I know we screwed up, he said. Zoe was wrong. I was wrong. But we've got 2 kids now. We're desperate. I sat there, torn. Part of me wanted to help. Part of me wanted him to feel exactly what I felt when he kicked me out. I can't, I finally said. You kicked me out when I needed you. Now it's your turn to figure it out. Silence. Then, please, we're family. You weren't thinking about family when you believed her over me. I offered to help them find resources, shelters, anything but my home. Tom accepted it, barely. My parents called me heartless, said family sticks together, but they weren't the ones who got thrown out. I helped Tom find a shelter. That was it. For the first time in a long time, I felt free.